page, I want to show some pictures. Okay. Okay. Are you passionate about cooking? Do you have a creative mind? Are you analytical or logical? And then molecular gastronomy will become your passion. It is a new and innovative dining experience, and it explores the possibilities and endless of cooking. For me, I'm really interested in it and also want to try it once. And I also done some research from book and web page. And today, I will discuss about 3 aspects of my topic. First, what is molecular gastronomy? And second, how to do it. Third, why it became the new trend of cooking. Now that I introduced my topics, let's look at what the molecular gastronomy is. In the definition, it's the fusion of food science and culinary art, and in plain word, it's kind of science and art of food. But this term is not real. In 1988, the term came up with 2 people. Hungarian physicist Nicolas Kruti and the French physical chemist Ives Thiers. In 1992, the scientists and professional cooks cooperate with them and for the discussion about the science behind traditional cooking. In 2006, in the TV show Iron Chef America, and the participants used molecular gastronomy in the competition. And until now, they are really still very popular. Now we know what it is. Let's continue with how it is done. Molecular gastronomy blends physics and chemistry to transform the taste and texture of the food. So the additive is really necessary. First, I want to talk about is the sodium alginate. Alginate it was produced by the seaweed, and it's an agent of gelling. And people will use it to make the food like caviar. And liquid nitrogen. Nitrogen is kind of natural gas, and people will use it to deep freeze the food. Besides the additives, the techniques is also very important. The first one I want to talk about is the sous vide cooking. It means put the food in a plastic bag and without oxygen in a water bath at the temperatures around 50 to 60 degrees centigrade. And it's really helpful to keep the original taste of the food and heat the food evenly. And the second one is verification. It means make the food like in the shape of ball. And when customers eat it, the food will burst in their mouth. After knowing how the molecular gastronomy is done, now I want to talk about the most important topic, why it is popular. At the beginning, I have already told that molecular gastronomy is a really different experience of eating, and it's kind of sensory experience. And it stimulates our 5 senses like hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and seeing. And now let's look at the dish. The name of the dish is Sound of the Sea. And as we can see, the dish is really different from what we have ever eaten in a normal restaurant. And according to the name, we can imagine the pieces of seafood is like the coral reef, and the foam is like the wave of seawater. And the powder under the seafood is like the sand. And the mixture powder of the vegetable, seaweed, and miso. and the box is also very different. And the most special thing in this dish is the shell. The shell is contained in the iPod, and in the iPod they will have the sound of waves and birds. It's really generated the atmosphere of summer by the sea. And it uses the sensory stimulation to improve the taste of dish. And the taste and smell is also determine the flavor. For the part of taste, different parts of tongue will have different sensitive of the flavor, as we can see in the picture. And for the part of smelling, there have two different types of smelling: nasal smelling and nasal smelling means smell the food directly. And retronasal smelling means when you eat the food, the odor will come back to your nasal cavity from the back of mouth. And for us to enjoy the food best, the retronasal smelling is more important. And all in all, I described the definition of the molecular gastronomy is the science and art of food. And I also informed the common additives and techniques to do it. At last, I told about how the dishes stimulate our five senses. And if you want to know more about molecular gastronomy, I'm really interested to discuss and explore it with you. And we also can do something simple molecular gastronomy together. It must be fun. Thanks for listening.